Hey there, Jonathan Richter here with Richter Guitar, and today I want to help you find the notes on the fretboard a little bit easier and just wrap your head around the musical alphabet a little bit more. So why is learning the musical alphabet important? Well, it's not just simply saying A through G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's actually different spacing between the notes. And we really want to understand, is that a half step between notes or a whole step between notes, also known as a minor second or a major second, because on guitar, every fret is what's known as a half step. Every fret is a minor second away. So if we know the musical alphabet, not just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but the sharps and or the flats that go in between, that's going to help us understand the guitar neck way better. Now, ironically, I actually want us to think about the musical alphabet and the spacing between every single note from a piano keyboard perspective, rather than guitar to start. Why is that? Well, I find the piano to be the most straightforward way of visualizing the notes and the distance between them. So just hang with me there. We will apply it to guitar, but it's going to be a really useful thing. So as we can see, if we start with the letter A, there's actually a black key in between A and B. That note can either be called A sharp or it could be called B flat. For the very beginning here, stick with me. Let's just think about things from a sharp perspective. Yes, technically it could be called two notes at once. This is called enharmonic equivalent. Don't worry too much about that. Basically, some keys will have you playing in sharps, other keys might have you playing in flats. It's beyond the scope of this video to explain all of that right now, but we really just want to master the distance between the notes. So let's get back to it. Stick with sharps to begin with. We'll do flats another time. So A to A sharp is a half step. That is one step away, also known as a minor second away. And then A sharp to B is also a half step away. It's another minor second. But A to B then, if we're going to skip over the black key, that is a whole step, also known as a major second. So I'm just going to jump ahead here and let you know that between every single letter, A to G, there's going to be that sharp in between. There's going to be that black key in between, except between B to C and between E to F. There's a half step between E to F instead of a whole step. That means there's no black key in between on piano. That means that when we are just going across, you would not say B sharp. You will not say E sharp. So to summarize, A sharp, B, C. Not B sharp, just B to C. C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Okay, you think you got that? Let's try to apply it to guitar now. So like I said at the beginning, every single fret is actually a half step, is a minor second. So with that knowledge, let's start on the A string, which is string 5, the open A, fret by fret using finger 1 until we reach the octave, the next A. So here we are in A, and then we know the next one is going to be A sharp because there's a black key on the keyboard there, and then B, and then C, not B sharp, C, so I'm on fret 3 now. Fret 4, C sharp, fret 5 is D, fret 6, D sharp, fret 7, E, fret 8, F, no E sharp, but F, fret 9, F sharp, fret 10, G, fret 11, G sharp, and then fret 12, A. We're back home. So that means fret 12, which on classical guitars and flamenco guitars, most of them, that's right where the body meets the neck of the guitar. So A. Can you hear the difference? So start again. A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Take your time with it. You don't have to go that quickly. In fact, I want you to go really slowly and be thinking about this. So with this knowledge, I hope that you're now able to find any note you want on any string. Let's take another string, for example. Let's actually do the low E string, so the bass string, E. This is going to start with that exception to the rule that we just talked about. So E to F, then F sharp, fret 2, fret 3 is G, fret 4 is G sharp, fret 5 is A, fret 6 is A sharp, fret 7 is B. Here's the next one. Is it B sharp? No, it's going to be C on fret 8. Fret 9 is C sharp. Fret 10 is D. Fret 11 is D sharp. And we're back up to E. So there you have it. Now you can find any pitch that you want, any note that you want on the fretboard just using this simple tactic. And if you're starting to learn how to read music on classical guitar, you might have started coming across notation symbols where it's a circle and a little number in it. For instance, you might have learned that this pitch right here, this open E, string 1, on the treble clef staff, that is the highest space. However, you might see a little circle number 2, which is indicating that you should actually play this pitch not as the open string 1, but you should actually play it on string 2. So let's find that. Where would it be? Here's the B string. B, fret 1 is C, fret 2 is C sharp, fret 3 is D, fret 4 is D sharp, and then E, fret 5. So instead of E, open, you would play E right there. As you can tell, you can actually add some vibrato. It has sort of a different texture and a different tone. You could even see that same E pitch with a circle number 3. So where would we play it on string 3? That's the G string. So there we go, G, fret 1, G sharp, fret 2, A, fret 3, A sharp, fret 4, B, which is actually the same as that pitch, fret 5, C, fret 6, C sharp, fret 7, D, fret 8, D sharp, and then here it is, fret 9, E. Sure enough, it's the same as that open string 1, and just a little tidbit, this is actually my favorite note on the guitar. It's a really, really sweet note that you can add some sweet vibrato to, and it just sounds absolutely beautiful. So hopefully this sort of helps clarify some things for you in terms of how the fretboard works, how to find notes on the guitar in general, and just the musical alphabet. You know, you can think about these from a different perspective. You can definitely think about them from the flat perspective. But as guitarists, we are typically going to play in keys that have sharps more often than flats. And that's just because flat keys, you know, will be like F major, for instance, which means that this is home base. Like, this is not going to be comfortable to play. Or the key of B flat major, you know, where you're having to do this all the time. Like, that means you're going to be mostly playing bar chords the entire piece, and that gets really exhausting. Of course, you can put a capo on, etc. But just going to show you that the guitar is kind of made to play in sharp keys a little bit more easily and readily available than flats. That said, let's just take a look at it. Let's do that A string one more time, this time from the flats perspective, and go through it note by note again. Are you ready? So, open A, and then instead of A sharp, we're now going to call this B flat. And this is that same note. This is the same black key that was in between A and B. So we didn't break a rule because B to C is still a half step. This is A to B flat, and then B. Here's the C still. And then we have D flat, D, E flat, E, F, G flat, G, A flat, and there you have it. We're back. So that's how you would do it with the flats. It's almost the same, just a little slightly different. Now, one little caveat, because I know people might eat me alive in the comments if I don't say it. There are rare instances, certain keys or certain musical situations where you will technically see an E sharp or a B sharp, okay? This is if you're playing in a key that has a ton of sharps already, or if you're playing a chord where you have to spell out a chord every other letter. So let's say we needed to play an A sharp minor chord. In that case, you would say A sharp, C sharp, and then you couldn't say F because we have to spell it every other letter. So A sharp, C sharp, E sharp, which is technically just an F, okay? But again, these are sort of exceptions to the rule. I don't want you to get too confused. Most of the time, it's just going to be A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, etc. I hope you found this video helpful, both in terms of navigating the fretboard and also just being able to find specific notes on any string all over the neck, and just understanding the musical alphabet in general. If so, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.